From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Daniels Roofing, licensed, bonded, insured roofing contractor. 45 years of generational expertise, offering a variety of roofing systems in the North State. Composition shingles, metal, tile, fire-safe wood shingles, and spray foam roofing systems. An energy-saving cool roof, perfect for commercial flat roofs and mobile homes. With other companies, you may get a foreman or a salesman, but with Daniels Roofing, you get Daniel. Call today for your free estimate. Daniels Roofing, 3 generations working hard to protect your home and business.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Thank you so much for joining me here this evening. And it was a fairly active day for some parts of Northern California. We start with the snow that we did see in the higher elevations. Reports of snow out in the Weaverville area, several inches of snow out in Scott Valley. There were other areas across Northern California that saw that snow throughout the morning hours as well. But conditions did improve on those roads as we did go through the morning and into the afternoon hours. In the meantime, then we eventually started to see more of that cold and unstable air move in. And as expected, we started to see some showers and thunderstorms developing. Now, they started off along the coast here. As we take a look at this loop here, there were some special weather statements that were issued along the coast, which is essentially a strong thunderstorm, but not quite in that severe category just yet. So there's some heavy rainfall, some hail, and some gusty winds along the coast. Then we saw some of those thunderstorms developing, and a lot of lightning strikes did develop here in southern portions of Shasta County, northeastern Tehama County as well. That then shifted to the south and east. These also had special weather statements, never really receiving that severe thunderstorm warning, but there was hail, there was heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, and not to mention those gusty winds as well. Those have since then died down. There was also a tornado warning at approximately 2:30 this afternoon here for Yuba County. That was Doppler radar indicated, and the National Weather Service had issued that tornado warning as a result. No confirmation as to whether or not a tornado did reach the ground or if there was even a funnel cloud, but there was some circulation as indicated by Doppler radar. That has also since then pretty much died down. Let's zoom it in here, get a closer look at some of those thunderstorms that we did see throughout the day. Unfortunately, the BO radar out in Oroville was down for a few hours, but it finally did come back up. So we were able to get a better perspective of these thunderstorms once they did develop here. So as we go into the 5 o'clock hour here, we are still seeing some thunderstorms and some showers here kind of around southern Tehama County, working its way into northwestern Butte County and even Glenn County, seeing some of those showers kind of dissipating. So don't be surprised if these kind of work their way to the south and east in Chico. You eventually see some of that heavier rainfall. And even though these are kind of starting to show signs of dying down, there still may be some development here over the next hour or so as we go into the 6 and possibly even the 7 o'clock hour. But as we get closer to sunset, we're going to start losing a lot of the energy, and as a result, things will start to quiet down significantly as we go into the overnight hours. So here's what we've got here when we look at our weather headlines. Drier and warmer pattern as we approach the weekend. I do expect isolated mountain showers and flurries for tomorrow and possibly even going into your Thursday, believe it or not. Now, the valley highs will be in the 70s by Friday and in the mid to even upper 70s possibly by the weekend. A chance for showers going into Sunday night and Monday once again. But I will say this about Sunday night and Monday system. It's very weak. I wouldn't count on much, quite honestly, if anything. Now, before we go into our deeper dive forecast, let's go into your Krueger's Quick Cast for your Tuesday, April 1st. And you can see here for tonight, no joke again, it's going to be a cold one tonight. So here's what's happening. We're going to start to clear things out here for tonight. We've been talking about this cold and unstable air that's moved in, so that's colder air. So once we clear things out, that's really going to drop those temperatures down in the low to mid 30s for some of us in the valley, which could mean maybe some patchy frost tomorrow morning. Also, in the mountains, you're talking mainly in the 20s, even some low 30s in there. And it does look like tonight dropping down in the mid to upper 30s here for the coast. So out the door tomorrow morning, it's going to be a dry start to the day. However, we may see some showers along the coast. Nothing significant, but you may see some scattered showers here and there. But otherwise, it's dry and cold for the rest of us. So once again, this is the swirling area of low pressure. You can kind of see that spin right here. That was one of the reasons we saw some of the instability. Another one is it has some cold and unstable air that was associated with it that moved on in. Another factor that helped to destabilize that atmosphere, and this is something I discussed a little bit earlier, is that we got to see some breaks in the clouds through the late morning and early afternoon hours. That gave us enough daytime heating to see that heat rise into the upper levels of those colder upper levels of the atmosphere. That destabilizes the atmosphere even more, and that's when we start seeing those thunderstorms develop that we did see develop through the afternoon. So let's get you through the rest of the night tonight so you can see how things are clearing out, especially for the valley, but even some clearing skies here for the mountains. That's going to help to make for that cold night into early tomorrow morning. You see some of the scattered showers we may see along the coast here, so that is the reason why I've got that continued chance here, even through the morning and midday hours for Del Norte and Humboldt counties. This could mean also a chance for a sprinkle or light shower for some of the inland areas as well. Then by the afternoon, we may see some pop-up showers here for some of the higher elevations above 3,000, 3,500 feet. You may see some snow flurries as well. But the snow we do see is going to be so insignificant that it really won't have much, if any, impact on your mountain travel. It then dries out again for Wednesday night before we maybe see another round of snow by Thursday afternoon off into the eastern mountains. But so for your Wednesday, temperatures still on the cool side, only reaching somewhere in the low 60s, but mainly sunny skies for the valley. And for the mountains, you're talking temperatures in the low to mid 40s. And it looks like those are the daytime highs. And then it looks like temperatures for the coast will be somewhere in the low 50s for your daytime highs. So a quick look at your 7-day outlook. It's dry. It's warmer. By Friday, we're in the 70s, mid 70s by the weekend. There's that slight dip in the temperatures early next week as we do see that slight chance for showers as we go into your Monday. For the coast, inland, and for Trinity County. Now, again, I've got that chance for showers tomorrow, but I think we'll be dry on Thursday. Inland, maybe a chance for a shower, but Weaverville, Trinity County, I think in general, you should be dry here through the day tomorrow. For Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains, I've got you mainly with that chance for snow flurries for Wednesday, especially in the afternoon. But Thursday, I don't have it in there just yet. I may include that here, especially for, say, Modoc County, eastern mountains, for your Thursday afternoon, maybe a stray flurry as well. But otherwise, we're dry and we're warming up for the weekend, and it looks like there's that next chance for showers coming again for Sunday night and into Monday. All right, that's Krueger's Quick Cast. Before we get into the deeper dive, do want to remind you there's a free Weather NorCal app. All you got to do is search for Weather NorCal in your app store, download the app for free. You can track the storms and make sure you put on the notifications, because if there are any warnings in your area, it will let you know. And by the way, it's not going to tell you if there's a warning in the neighboring county. It's going to warn you for where you are, so you're not going to get bombarded with those notifications. So check it out. All right, so here's your satellite image here. Again, you can see the swirling area of low pressure. That's one of the reasons why we did see those thunderstorms here throughout the afternoon today. Now, the Storm Prediction Center is still putting a slight chance for thunderstorms here, mainly for Plumas County. I honestly don't know if I see that happening, but let's take a look at Futurecast and see what we can check out here as we go through the next couple of days. All right, so as we go overnight tonight, a lot of the rain and snow is finally out of here. As mentioned, it clears out and it cools off here for tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Scattered showers along the coast through the morning hours and even midday. By the afternoon, we are seeing those afternoon snow flurries developing in the higher elevations, maybe a stray shower or sprinkle for parts of the north coast. This is all very insignificant, and it's mainly above 3,000 to 3,500 feet that you are seeing those snow flurries, otherwise just in the form of showers. But again, I'm not seeing enough instability, at least Futurecast not picking up on those thunderstorms for parts of Plumas County. But if you look to the south here, looks like a thunderstorm there. So yeah, I mean, some of those could kind of creep their way up northward into Plumas County. It dries out again for your Thursday morning. Should be another cold start to the day on Thursday. And then through the afternoon, look at this. You see those flurries that are developing here. And look at this, maybe even a chance for an isolated thunderstorm for parts of eastern Laston and into Plumas County as well. So we're not out of the woods just yet as far as any precipitation is concerned for the eastern mountains in particular. But by Thursday, the rest of us should be looking at dry conditions, including the coast. And then going into Thursday night, that will be gone. And then across the board over all of Northern California, we're drying it out and warming things up here for your Friday. All right, so let's take a look at that longer range forecast. This particular forecast model, the GFS, does want to bring in some of those showers here There you can see as early as midday for the coast on Sunday. I'd want to hold off until Sunday night into Monday, seeing that chance for showers. And even into Monday, the GFS is not very aggressive with that rain. So we're going to have to kind of iron things out as we get closer to the beginning of next week. But for now, I'm going to call it Sunday night into Monday, everyone at least seeing a chance for a sprinkle or a light shower. But again, don't count on much, if anything. And then it should be dry again after that going into your Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. In fact, the Climate Prediction Center still has us in that drier than normal category here and warmer than normal too. Take a look at this 10-day trend. We're finally creeping up back up above normal. Once we do, we should stay there. However, there's that dip in the temperatures Sunday, Monday with that slight chance for showers here. Some cooler air moves in, but then it warms right back up. And there you've got those 80s returning to the picture here by next Wednesday and toward the end of next week. All right, take a look at your wave heights for your Wednesday. They're finally starting to drop. This is good news if you need to be on a small boat. And there you can see that will continue into your Thursday as well. So looking at your marine forecast, we've got those waves, or excuse me, those winds from the north at 10 to 15 knots, and your waves from the north at 5 feet at 5 seconds, and from the west at 7 feet at 10 seconds. And there still will be that chance for showers even off the coast here. All right, so again, for tonight, it's going to be cold. I'm expecting low to mid 30s for the valley. We could see some patchy frost in some areas here, especially those wind-sheltered areas. Temperatures in the 20s and even some low 30s for the higher elevations, and looks like in the mid to upper 30s for the coast. So here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures still on the cool side. I do expect those temperatures low to mid 50s. You'll probably be dry through the day in Trinity County. But for the north coast, places like Eureka, Fortuna, Honeydew, Shelter Cove, maybe a chance for showers. The farther east you go into even Del Norte and Humboldt counties, the slimmer the chances for those showers here. But along the coast, you do have those chances, especially in the morning and even into the afternoon, and then dry through the rest of the week. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. I've still got that chance for maybe an afternoon flurry, but otherwise it's going to be fairly dry but still cool out there. Could see an afternoon snow shower as well. For Modoc County, still cool with temperatures in the low to mid 40s. For the eastern mountains, scattered snow flurries through the afternoon, but should be dry for the first half of the day. 46 out in Chester and 55 degrees for Paradise. When I say dry the first half of the day, many of you will be dry all day, but again, it's just going to be these scattered snow flurries that will be developing. Dry all day for the valley and not warming up a whole lot in the afternoon. I do expect about 63 for Orland as well as Los Molinos and 64 degrees for Hamilton City. Here's your 7-day forecast for Chico. It's starting to slowly warm back up. By Friday, we're in the low 70s, low to mid 70s for Saturday, Sunday, and there's that slight chance for showers on Monday. And there you can see about 70 degrees, back up to upper 70s by next Tuesday. Let's take you up to the north, about 62 degrees for the city of Shasta Lake, 57 for Lakehead, as well as Whiskeytown, and 64 degrees in Anderson. And there's a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. Temperatures slowly increasing. We're back in the low 70s by Friday, low to mid 70s by Saturday, Sunday. There's that slight drop in the temperatures going into early next week with a high of about 69. A slight chance for showers, don't count on much, and mid 70s by next Tuesday. That's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning and live on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30 in the morning. Have a great night.
Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.